Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Rwagnation League Grand Prix here in Spain. I'm commentating on my own today. I'm Ben Raggan McConnell. As always, you know me well and truly. But looking at the lineup we got today, we've got some faces you'll recognise as per usual. A couple of unusual names as well in there. Obviously, Ulysses is here today. There was an announcement that was made, I think, yesterday regarding his network connection. So he had to take a step out of the F1 cars, at least for the time being. So he's joining us in the F2 cars just to show how good he is in these F2 cars as well. But they've got some very familiar faces that are more than likely going to take it to him throughout. I'm going to go on board with one of them straight off the bat. And it's going to be the man himself, Piloto Paya. This guy seems to be next level insane when it comes to these F2 cars. I don't know how he's able to navigate them so well. I've tried this myself and I just cannot seem to get them to work at all for the life of me. But, you know, that's what makes him so good at this. That's why he turns up week after week after week to deliver such incredible performance. And, well, we'll see if he can do it today. Although, Just Chillin' is here today, and he's currently smashing it. Look, P1 as it stands. Granted, we've only gone through a few corners, but he is still up there, along with the other lead coordinator, one of the others, sorry, in Bika RNL in P2 right now. Piloto, he's just separated the two of them into P2. As he goes through Sector 2, watch out, this corner here is by far my most painful corner. You clip the inside curb just a bit too much, your rear end steps out, that's the end of it. There's just no way of getting around it. But look at him, really tearing it. Bika is holding him to it. Where's Bottas gang? Is he right there? Yeah, they're pretty much neck and neck, at least in the top four. Piloto's still doing a grand old job of separating them. Marquez is retired, so he's going to have to start from the back of the grid. We do have Terrorworm, who's just joined us as well. So we do have 15 drivers, providing we don't lose any whilst we're doing the formation lap or even in the start of the next one. If you look on the right-hand side, you can see the track map there. We are literally through now to the final corner. Exit is crucial here, and Piloto is looking dead set on taking pole position. Yes, he has. It's very marginal, 4/10 between him and Bika, and even closer when you look at Bika and Just Chillin'. They've literally been separated by 7/100ths of a second, sorry. Then you got Bottas gang in P4, Furball in P5 with Tortor 6th, Noosa 7th, Hardy 8th, Ulyss 9th, and I think that was Joe at Tiger Racing in 10th place. Marquez did get DQ'd, which just means he invalidated. Nothing too tragic. But Piloto Paya really sets himself up now, ready to go and absolutely take it to the streets, even though it's not a street circuit, but whatever. Piloto. 129.661 fastest lap of everybody, followed by Bika in P2, 3.5 off, with Just Chillin' right on his heels in P3. Bottas gang P4, Furball P5, Tortor 6th, Noosa 7th, Hardy 8th, Ulyss 9th, Tiger Racing in 10th place with Tiger Jr., his son, actually, in the Prima Racing, guys. They're holding the final points position and also holding Best of the Rest awards. So awards all round for these two. Now let's see if they can hold that through. But it's Piloto who's the only person who's going to get points going through into the first race. Now bear in mind, for anybody who's new to this, there are going to be two races. You've got the feature race, which is a 25% race, and then you have a sprint race shortly after, again, another 25% race. So, I was about to talk about how the weather could really play a factor if it was to rain, and in Spain, it's a 50-50 chance of it being wet. I mean, look at it. That's definitely a downpour. That is absolutely a downpour. I don't know if that's intermediate or wet weather tyres. I mean, looking at it, I can't see any standing water, at least in the pit lane. But I'm pretty sure that's got to be a wet weather tyre. It has to be. And I wonder if anyone actually ever spotted that. I wonder if anyone actually noticed that it was going to rain in the first race. If they've even gone for a wet setup. Because if they haven't, they're going to really struggle. Let's have a look then. As we kick underway with the formation lap. Yep, it is wet weather tyres. Absolutely wet weather tyres then. Piloto's going to be leading us away. Oh, a bit of a wobble there. Who was that? Was that Hardy, I think? Yeah, that was Hardy. Having a little bit of a gap separated between him and the rest at the minute. Bear in mind, it doesn't mean anything whilst we're on the formation lap, but if he doesn't figure out how to control the car soon enough. Who's that on the starting grid? Is that Marquez? Have we already had some cars reset? Is that Tortor and Furball? No? Ulyss and Tiger Jr. So they're both back on the they've been resetting their formation lap. They're gonna have to sit there nice and tidy for a little while. But look at this. Look, I love how beautiful this game looks. Let's just take a second to appreciate it. Look at this. The game is so beautiful to look at. And we get to see them race around it, even in the wet weather tyre. Oh, we've actually lost a driver further round. Is that Jeb? It is. Jeb's had an issue. Not had any wing damage though, but he's really struggling with this car. Oh! Now he's got an issue. Oh, you can't actually get damage on formation on that. Flick it. Flick it. That'll do. Oh, never mind. That won't do. Back to the grid line for him then. Okay, let's go have a look at the front runner then. So Piloto Paya is going to be the car to take us off with this first race, going straight through the home, straight up towards turn 1. Turn 1 is where I'm expecting to see a lot of the battles here. It's going to be very difficult in order for any of the drivers to properly, take it to the drivers, really give it everything and more. So I'm not sure. I really don't know who I would put on the top 3 if I was to choose someone. I mean, Piloto Paya is probably the man to watch because this guy seems to just live in the F2 cars and somehow has incredible pace. Beaker, I'm not expecting to do well. I'm expecting to DNF because wet tyres are something he struggles with just as well, more than me. Sorry, I struggle more than he does, but he's still somebody who does struggle and quite often DNFs. Just Chilling is somebody I do expect to be pretty well placed, P4 onwards. So I think Bottas will probably take P2. I just don't know who's going to take P3. I don't know if anybody who's further down could actually pull this out. Teruem, for example, could be someone to watch when this gets going. Who are we waiting? Oh, there we go. Everybody's ready to go then. We are just waiting for the lights to come on first and then disappear as we get underway. Oh, we've had a jump start from Tiger Racing. He's just got a little bit too quick. He's got a driving through penalty then. And immediately, lots of wobbling. That was Bottas guy. Oh no, there's contact. Furball's been sent off to the wall. Who's that with him? That's Noosa and Tortor. They've all been caught up in that definite wing damage all around, but we need to go back to the front. Anybody got any more issues going around? There is Euless, who's just ran off the circuit as a result of the contact. Any more cars coming at each other? There is the two I can't even get my words out today. Virtuosi Racing. There we go. They're battling together, but they're actually somehow... Hardy's actually lost out quite drastically. Tiger Racing, who we know has got a drive-through penalty, will have to come into the pits and go out again, but they're all very gingerly going through the circuit, waiting to ensure everything's together. Ravenduck with a 10-second penalty for exceeding the track limits. I don't even know where you would get that. Lots of cars off track then. It's Noosa and Furball and Ravenduck having issues. Don't think he's got wing damage. I think he's just really struggling in these wet conditions. It is so difficult to drive these cars in wet conditions. Just Chilling. He's lost a place to Bottas gang, who's now through up into P3. It's whether or not Beaker can hold it, and I'm starting to look pretty confident in this prediction. 1, 2, and 3 might actually be on track here. Hardy and Teruem, they swap places. Teruem, oh, he's got a bit deep there. That was not how he wanted that to go down. Hardy's recovered the position back again, and Teruem's trying to pull himself closer to the Virtuosi car. We've also got Tiger Racing. Again, does need to get into the pits. Oh, that's Hardy. Losing the rear a little bit. Get too much on the curb, and that's what will happen. A little bit of side-by-side action here between Teruem and Tiger Racing. Joe's not going to want to get involved in any contact here, though. He's going to want to try and get in pits as quick as he can and serve that drive-through penalty for jump starting. And he is. That's exactly what he's doing. Lots of cars losing the rear. Trying to go back up to the front runners here. Beaker's starting to lose pace now. Bottas gang's actually much further away. Oh, Joe's having more issues. The speeding in the pit lane penalty as well of 3 seconds will just make it worse. Just Chilling. Also having a runoff area issue. Euless in the same boat. Hardy, he's made it through relatively okay. I think he also went off track, but... Oh, we got a little battle going on here between Furball and Jeb. Jeb's looking for a move down the inside of Furball. It's going to be tight all the way up through turn 1. That's going to force Furball off the track. Jeb also had to follow him off there. He's had a little bit of an issue. I think there's a little bit of a touch there from Furball, which has just caused a bit of instability. And off he goes. Noosa into the pits as Joe has come out now. Very slow pit stop. It is obviously the F2 cars. Pit stops are incredibly slow here. But he is now finally released. Overall, though, it stays pretty much the same as it was when we first started this race. It's now Just Chilling there in P4, who has a chance to potentially get that podium spot. If my prediction is right and Beaker does end up losing it, then he may Jesse will eventually inherit that. Ooh, that's a mistake. Is that Raymond? Marquez, Fairball, sorry, is off. Tortor's off. That's a huge off. Massive wing damage as well. He's lost it. Who is that up ahead of him that's just lost it? That's another off. That's Raven Duck. That's a big mistake there. He just seemed to have lost it on the curb and off he goes over towards the wall. I think he's... Has he kept his wing intact? I think he will have done. I don't see any actual physical touching of the wall. Piloto Pi is setting the fastest lap. This is a great camera angle game. Please give me another one. I want to see his wing. There we go. Wing is fine. Yeah, he's alright. Oh, he's held it. He's definitely held it. Very well done from him, but just chilling. He's working his way towards Bottas Gang. There is another battle going on further downfield as well. I believe that is Jeb. He's kind of been sandwiched by Tiger Racing and Tortor, who we saw have an issue earlier. I think he's got wing damage. Oh, that's a mistake. That's Marquez, I believe, who's just ahead of this now. Jeb is really hunting him down. Marquez is trying to get onto the back of Joe as well. There might be a big send here if an opportunity arises. I think it might be a bit too much to do. A little bit of a lag issue there for Marquez. He's just hauling it around. A little bit of a moment there from the back end of Jeb. Just lost it. Oh no, he's lost it. That's Jeb facing the wrong direction. We'll have to recover and go again. Make sure he doesn't get involved in Raven Duck. No, all clean. No problems there then. This wet weather is really playing havoc with these drivers. Terror Worm has sadly disconnected or left. One of the above. I also can't see him. He's there. Hopefully he can recover and return. I'm watching JC currently, and he's sort of losing time to Bottas Gang. He's not actually closing in. It's a good 1 and a bit second between him and Bottas Gang. But Bottas Gang's struggling to gain anything on Beaker. Beaker's actually doing a very good job here of keeping this P2 position on lockdown. There is another battle going on with Marquez and Tortor. Marquez being affected by his network again. I can only assume it's network, just purely because of the amount of jitters he's having. And it is quite consistent. Oh, big lag there. Everywhere else is pretty spread out. There's not a great deal more that is happening on the track, although there is an opportunity for Tortor to be attacked here by Raven Duck if Raven Duck can figure out a way to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Remember though, at the end of the feature race, we will be going into a sprint race, and the top 8 will be flipped inverse. So it will be whoever's in P8, which is currently Tiger Jr., he will be starting on pole position. So it's great opportunities to gain some mega points. The yellow flag sector 3, I don't see who that is. It looks all okay from my perspective. I think it might have been just a quick off that somebody had. But Beaker is closing in on Piloto Pi though. You can see him there. That gap's shrinking. Just Chillin's gap is increasing. He's just not getting that traction out of the corners. You can tell by the way that he's, if you watch his blip on the minimap, he is slowly falling apart a little bit. Sadly, I don't have the ability to send invites from a spectator's perspective, so I'm unable to get Terrorworm back in again. However, if somebody in the race could invite him, then would be splendid. Yellow flag sector 3, is that Jeb? Jeb's off again. He's really struggling with that corner today. Turn 1-2 just seems to be a real nightmare of a corner for him. At least he's still got his wing intact, so he can still carry on going. Only takes a couple of DNFs for things to really start to spice up and change up just a touch. Beaker's still working his way towards Piloto. JC kind of hovering. Another yellow flag sector 2. Who's that? That's Raven Duck. He's had another issue. Again, still kept his wing intact. That's all it is. I'm just not seeing anyone else anywhere having any real benefits from this. The top 4 are all looking pretty cozy, but after that, that's when it falls apart. Noosa's facing the wrong way. His teammate's coming up behind him. Oh, he's also having a bit of a mare, trying to keep the car under control. Noosa, Jeb. Just a little bit of short shifting, I think, is all they need to do to sort of keep themselves pointing correctly. Beaker's brought that gap down to Piloto a little bit. He's managed to recover a couple of turns. Oh, Jeb just catches it. Very well held there. Struggling to properly get the pace down though. That is the issue he's currently facing. Raven Duck and Marquez They're about to swap places again. Oh no! Marquez just got a little bit excited on the rear, and you can see he's just made a big mistake there on the reset as well. I'm not sure if he just feels bad for Raven Duck or not, but Raven Duck is through. Jeb's got a penalty for corner cutting. I'm not sure. He must have done that on the final chicane. That's the only place I could think of that he would have done it. Just Chillin's had an issue. He's really dropped off the pace behind Bottas gang now. This rain doesn't show any signs of letting up, so this is pretty much going to be how it's going to finish, I think. I think unless one of them DNFs, I think this is pretty much how I expect it to be. Jeb and Furball, 1 and 2. Jeb, is he going to keep his pocket air? Yes, he's managed to get through, but he's lost a lot of time there to Furball. Instant 1 second now. Bottas gang 1:45.770, so he's just at the fastest lap. Currently, he's going to get those extra 2 points to go with him, which is going to help him break that gap towards Piloto that little bit, although Piloto is currently having the perfect weekend. Oh, that's a big slide. Jeb really holding that there. Clearly been playing Need for Speed a bit too much if he's holding the rear end like that. Very well done. His teammate, Noosa, is on the back of the BWT of Marquez. Definitely having network issues. Noosa's still fine. All good from there. Beaker's no longer bringing that gap down, so that's not looking spectacular for him. 1.8 seconds is the gap between the two of them. He needs to somehow... I think he's lost a bit now, has he? Only slightly. Very, very slightly. Noosa going around the outside. Oh, that was a big tank slapper there from Marquez. Noosa made that corner all the way around to take the position of P12 from Marquez, but that mistake there through the chicane may give Marquez an opportunity to come back. Yellow flag sector 3. Who is that? That's Jeb again, having issues. Oh, he's still going. He's still keeping himself pointing. This is important. It's important for Jeb that he just continues, just trying to do what he's doing. The BWT drivers having a battle side by side right down the home straight. DRS obviously not available for these drivers because it's just too wet for that. Furball having the inside. Marquez having the network weirdly in his favour for that moment there anyway. Everywhere else, pretty even spread. No real changes. No... Oh! And he's lagged behind him. Furball immediately gains that position. Sector 3, yellow flag. Oh, who's that? That's just Chillin. He's crashed. Where is that? That's on the home straight. Oh, that's a big crash there. Front wheel has just disappeared from his car. We're going to see potential dramas from anybody clipping that car if it doesn't remove quickly. Just Chillin though. I thought Beaker was going to be the one DNFing. I was clearly wrong. It's actually just Chillin who's made a mistake and binned his race. Just Chillin's car has been removed, so he will no longer be an obstruction on the track. There is another mistake there. I think that's Noosa. Yes, it was. Oh, we're actually having our first lap now. Piloto coming into the back of Jeb, who's been really struggling with the wet conditions. Very kindly gets out of the way. Will not be affecting Piloto. Shouldn't be affecting Beaker. No, Bottas gang's coming as well. I think Jeb might be able to get through the corner before we have any issues. Jeb's having a little bit of a wobble. Bottas gang, I don't know how he's driving in these conditions. That was close, but he's kept it fine. He's losing time here though. That's cost him quite a fair bit, trying to keep that under control. Noosa coming back at Marquez due to that spin he had earlier. Oh, it is very, very slippy out there. The rain seems to have died off a little bit. I think we're near enough inters with it at the minute. Looking at the line, it's pretty dry. The rain is not as bad as I expected it to be going forwards. I think inters would probably work now. Question is, do you take that risk? Will you be able to recover the amount of time you spent in the pit lane? I think the answer is no. You just manage on the wet tyres. But I wouldn't be surprised if Noosa was to change to intermediates. If just Chillin could try and invite Terraworm back in, that would be great. Ideally, if he could do it before the race ends, then at least to be able to keep his car. Oh, softs! Noosa. Interesting. Very interesting. Not sure if softs were the right call here. I mean, it is very visibly wet. DRS has not been re-enabled. It's already slippy on the wet tyres. Imagine how slippy it's going to be on these tyres. He's struggling. This is about to get lively. This is about to get very lively. It might be all for nothing very shortly. But he is trying. As soon as he... Watch that throttle bar on the bottom of the screen, on the telemetry. Look at how much he's having to feather it because he knows that if he applies any accelerator, it's just going to step out. He's even short shifting to go with it as well. So much patience. Oh, and even the little bit of impatience there just cost his back end to step out a tiny bit. Oh, I am told that the second race will be dry. So if that is the case, we are looking pretty good for even more spice. Oh, he's lost it. New set. Oh, he almost gets in the way there. I think that's Hardy that he's just almost interrupted. There's Tiger Jr. He's coming up behind him. He's got his dad in tow as well in P8. These two are actually going to start 1 and 2 in the next race if it ends like this, which currently there's no one around them that can affect it. So it could be that Tiger Senior and Tiger Jr. could actually be 1 and 2 in the beginning of the race. Who is it going to be though? This is a generation battle here within the Tiger household. Can Tiger Jr. close back in on his dad and maybe get the overtake complete? This is a moment here, as any parent will tell you, spending any quality time like this with your offspring on track is always brilliant. Oh, very well dodged there from everybody. Noosa keeping out of the way. Tiger Jr. avoiding that collision as well. There is a little scrap going down. I believe that is that Raven Duck? No. It was Jeb and Terrawell. That's who that was. So Jeb was obviously under blue flag conditions, so couldn't really do anything about it. We are on the final lap now. 1.6 seconds is the gap between Piloto and Beaker. Beaker has had a little bit of an issue there. He's lost a bit of time. 1.7 seconds. Although somehow he's getting that back again. He must be running really low wings to be able to close that amount of time that he just did there. 3 second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane from Marquez, who's had just come out of the pits on the previous lap. Now back in again after doing a single lap on the wets. Here's Tiger Jr. then trying to work on his dad, trying to close in even more. Who's that? Is that Noosa? It is. Noosa on the home straight. Just got a little bit tail happy. We are seeing dry tyres on Marquez's car as well. I'm not sure if they're looking at the sky when they're choosing these tyres. Noosa's retired. That's a frustration retirement, I think. Oh, his car's not moving, so he may have actually fully DNF'd. Marquez struggling to get out of the pits due to the wet weather conditions, but here we go with the race leaders. Piloto coming around the final corner now. He will be in a position to take the win. And he gets it. Full 25 points for him. Beaker, oh, he snatches that. Gets the point. Oh, Bottas gang, he just nicked it again. 145.518. Takes the fastest lap points as well, so 2 points for him. It's a very good job overall. Eulis is coming to cross the line and take P4. Oh, a bit of a tank slapper there as well, but he's kept it going, kept it pointing. Oh, he almost ended it there, but P4 for him. Terrawell, who should now be in control of his car. Yes, he is. Oh, he's making his way for P5. And there it is. Hardy F1 in P6 now. Very good points position for him. Not necessarily going to put him in a position where he could take the win, but bear in mind he will start P3 as we go into the next race with Tiger Senior in P2 and Tiger Junior in P1 off the start. This is looking pretty good for these guys. Honestly, it's so heartwarming for me to see these two, you know, the father and son racing on the track, but also finishing close together. Finishing and starting the next race together will be even better. So really good stuff. From there, Tortor coming across the line to take P9. Furball, he's going to take the final points position. And then we've got Raven Duck, who's quite a considerable amount further back. But he should be here in no time. Oh, make it to the line. He made it. Okay, Furball taking that points position then. Thought for a minute there was a bit of a hesitancy. Didn't think he was going to make it, but he has indeed. Raven Duck then, the final driver to cross the line. Oh, and he's made it. Thought he was going to be on the grass there and lose the rear. He's kept this bit under control as well. Very well done by him. In a very slippy Spanish Grand Prix in the feature race, Raven Duck gets the Best of the Rest award. Piloto Pyatt really dominated today. Didn't really show any signs of weakness. But Beaker also drove pretty cleanly as well. Did not see, I was expecting him to DNF if I'm truthfully honest, and he just basically shut me up and said, nope, I'm actually pretty good in these F2 cars, and even in the wet conditions, it doesn't stop me. Bottas gang there on P3 as well. Also, getting fastest lap really works in his favour when it comes to these points situation, which is going to be on screen now. So, Piloto taking the 25 points, along with the 4 points he got from the qualifying, means that he's sat in a very comfortable 29 points overall for the weekend, whereas Beaker there in P2 gets 18 points. Bottas gang got 15, but then the additional 2 points for the fastest lap means he's got 17 points. He's only one away from Beaker. Eulis there in 4th. Terrorworm managed to recover and get back into 5th. He stays 5th now. Hardy P6. Tiger Senior P7. Tiger Junior P8. Tortor P9. Furball P10. And then Raven gets the Best of the Rest award. Although I think even if he had finished ahead of Furball, that 10-second penalty would have really hindered him. And then Jeb 12th, Marquez in 13th, Noosa 14th, and these two actually DNF'd, Noosa and Stillen. Both actually in the same location, surprisingly. But I am told it's going to be dry here for the sprint race, so things could really change now. And look at that. Could not be any more of a contrast considering how that feature race just panned out. A very wet feature race indeed, going into a very dry Grand Prix here in Spain. Catalonia circuit is a very difficult one to say the least. Personally, I actually find this probably to be my weakest track. So some of these guys that are able to do this without any sort of wobbles or concerns or anything, even in the wet conditions, really just shows how good these guys actually are, especially in comparison to me. Everybody's on the grid then. We're just waiting for them to choose how they're going to attack. They've done that now, and we're about to get underway with the formation lap, and it is the Tiger family kicking us off with the formation lap. Tiger Jr. is in pole, but he's not going to be there on this formation lap at least. He's decided to take it nice and steady off the line and work his way through the track. Majority of drivers on soft tyres. There are a little bundle of 5 people. Piloto, Tortor, Jeb and Marquez and Noosa. They've all gone for hards. Everybody else has gone for softs. I don't know if they know something I don't, but as far as I understand it, your tyres will be pretty fine on the softs around this track for the 7 laps you're going to be racing on them. I mean, I could be wrong. They may have practiced for all I know. But it is Tiger Senior who's currently up there at the front right now, leading the cars around on the formation lap. His son in tow, a few cars back. It's Hardy in between that little bunch of cars there, with Terrorworm in there as well. Oh, Tiger Jr.'s actually brought himself closer now. I love the sound of these F2 cars. The engines just make it such an authentic feel. I really enjoy it. And Terrorworm starting very, very well on this grid. Hopefully he can deliver. This is his first race in the F2 cars. Hopefully not his last, because he looks like he could really deliver today. I am told you don't get to choose your tyres in F2 for some reason. So those 5 outside of the top 10, it sounds like the game chose the tyres for them. Interestingly enough, I did not know that. Right, around the final corner then, we'll go back on board with Tiger Jr. to see how he gets away here off the start for the final F2 Grand Prix. 7 laps around the Catalonia circuit. And it's going to be the Prima Racing duo. They're going to be looking to try and hold on to P1 and 2 as long as they possibly can. Just waiting for this final car now to get into position. And we will get this underway. There we go then. So, Tiger Jr. and Tiger Senior. 1 and 2. Who's going to make it to the first corner? First, off we go then. It's looking really good for Tiger Senior. He's managed to get a really good start. Tiger Jr. is bogged down just a little bit, and Hardy F1's on the inside. He's trying to snatch anything he can here. Oh, who is this? Terrorworm just diving down the inside. Beautiful move there for him to secure that. But too much momentum for a lot of the drivers. Lots of cars going off wide there. That's Tiger Jr. who's just falling down the order. Think he's still alive. I think, oh, he's being bashed around. Into the wall he goes. Don't think he has wing damage at all. I imagine he probably did after how hard he hit that. Let's have a look. Maybe some elements, but everything else seems to be okay. Let's go back to the front of the runners as Tiger Senior is still leading with Hardy in tow. And look at this little battle of cars going on here. This is Bottas gang. Yeah, Bottas gang is involved with Beaker. They are side by side. They finished second and third in the end of the last race, and now they're here sixth and fifth, trying to hold it together. Euless into third. Terrorworm's holding his teammate back. Just not teammate. They're not teammates, are they? Are they teammates? No, they're not. The colours look pretty much the same, but they are not the same teams. Is Beaker going to go for a dive? He's going to go for a late move. He's not. I think he faked it to make Terrorworm panic. Tiger Racing's had an issue. Hardy F1's going for the move down the inside. It's going to be side by side throughout this little series of corners, but somehow Hardy manages to get onto the race lead position with Tiger Racing really hunting him down. Euless is on the back of this as well. He's trying to hold on to some sort of pace. I don't know how he's going to hold this one out throughout the home straight. Tiger Racing's in big trouble. Euless has Terrorworm working on him as well. Oh, that was a mistake, and Beaker's on the back of him now looking for a slipstream dive into turn one. He's got the movement done because of the mistake made from Terrorworm, but he might lose even more because Bottas gang's here. It's a 3-wide situation. There's cars off track ahead of him. Euless and Tiger Racing. Oh, it's going to be filtering through. How is everybody getting through this corner? It's going to be 3 wide mistakes made, and that's caught out Tiger Racing. He's fallen down the order due to that collision. He's not a happy bunny, and I don't blame him for it. Let's quickly go back up to the front runners, though. I want to see how it's all pairing off up there. Hardy F1 and Bottas gang, the Univirtuosi teammates, are actually holding it together up at the front of the grid in 1 and 2. Tiger Senior even has been disqualified for the parking in a dangerous location. These hard tyres seem to be working fine for Piloto at the minute. Anybody else having any issues? Beaker is still there, still working on Bottas gang. We saw them have a little scrap earlier. Piloto not able to do anything as a result. We've got Ravenduck who's had issues and he's off into the gravel. That's an unfortunate area to be off in. That's another mistake as well for Tortor. Don't know if he just lost the rear or what, but he's still there, still alive. I think he still has front wing as well. It's just whether or not Piloto can actually do something here. P6 for him is very uncharacteristic. Yes, he started P8. But he's only gained 2 places as Bottas gang and Hardy. Oh no, that's a mistake from Hardy. Went for a big lunge, and that's Beaker up into P1 now. I might actually be able to get something back here unless there's more mistakes made, and I don't think there is. That is now Bottas gang getting away. Hardy F1 is down into P3. Terrorworm a bit too far back to really gain anything from this as Euless is trying to stay with him. Piloto now is going for P5. This is a moment that he wanted. He's been waiting for this, and he's finally going to get it. Just Chilling is under attack from Noosa. We're going to quickly take a look at that as they go. No, never mind. I thought he was going to go for a lunge, but he isn't. Euless has gone for a lunge on Piloto. Piloto has managed to get a decent cutback, but Euless is holding it. Euless still there alongside of him. This is going to be a very difficult one. Little bit argy-bargy. Somehow Piloto's still alive. Somehow he's actually ahead now, but is it going to be all for nothing? Oh, more contact. Just Chilling slides down the inside of Euless. Wow, what a move from him. Terrorworm is also battling with Hardy F1, trying to gain something out of this. Piloto and Euless, they're still going at it. Just Chilling is also there as well, although it looks like Euless has lost his car. Yes, he has. I think there's wing damage on the left-hand side as well. He's got a very warm rear end now as a result of that. And that's Terrorworm making a little bit of a wide move there. Not quite working out for him, but he does have DRS. This is lap 3. This is the first opportunity to use it. We'll have another one on the home straight. Hardy's ran a bit deep into the corner. Terrorworm can't really sit behind him because if he does, he's going to lose the time that he's got currently towards Bottas gang. If he's going to go around the outside, I think he was going to try it. He might still go for it. Hardy's really holding that line, and that's fair play to him. He's done exactly that. Not a lot here that Hardy could do more other than just keep blocking the defensive lines as much as possible. He's gone a bit deep here. This is where Terrorworm will get him. Oh, big mistake there from Hardy. He was desperate to get the power down and get the acceleration of dreams. He couldn't get it. Piloto's on the back of him now. I think he might actually get DRS. Yes, he does. Hardy's got it too, but look at the pace difference. Here comes Piloto down the inside. Noose is in a similar boat again onto JC. This time they're side by side, but they're also slipstreaming towards this. This is going to be a weird little combination of 4 cars here. Piloto's through. JC is not. He's down into P7. But look at how this is panning out for Noosa. He's really working it better than he did in the last race. The wet weather clearly didn't work out for him. Oh, he almost goes into the back of Hardy F1 there. Well done to keep it clean. Well done to keep himself alive. Now it's just trying to get that P5 position on the next DRS straight if he can. If he can do it early enough, he should be able to stay within the DRS of Piloto. and then use that to manage his pace and then maybe go for P4. But if he doesn't do it in time, that will be the best place he can get, I think, P5. Because Piloto's just that much quicker in these F2 cars. Fairball with the 2-second time penalty. That's just chilling us all. Run a bit wide on the exit there. Fairball is in P8 right now on the back of this little battle. DRS wing wide open. Just chilling is in big trouble now. Fairball going to look for the inside. It's going to be all about the braking. Who's going to get the better brakes? It looks like Fairball's gone a bit deep, but he's kept it alive. Just chilling with a cutback. Says easy peasy lemon squeezy. Saw that coming. Thank you very much. Who's gone off? I can't see anybody. It might be Jeb. He's had an issue. Tiger Jr. is up again. Here we go then. Oh, Hardy's really... He just took the slip road. I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. Well, he's lost time anyway, so definitely not going to get anything from that. That is Fairball alongside of him. Hardy's going to look to try and get this position back on him. DRS is available for both of these drivers. Piloto and Terry Worm, they're going side by side, and Piloto's through now up into P3. Let's quickly go back to that little scrap that's going on here as Hardy's trying to hold the inside line on Fairball. It's a bit of a late one. He's lost the rotation, and that was all it needed to be for Hardy to lose all the places he had gained so much from the start of this Grand Prix. It just fell apart more than he wanted it to, more than he could handle. Hopefully we can recover this and get some points positions again. Just chilling in Fairball. They're swapping places. We saw what happened with the cutback from JC. He's not able to deliver it again unless he goes for it here. He looked like he's taking that line to do that, but no. No opportunities there for him. Terrorworm still in that DRS range of Piloto. Beaker, though, he's very much running away with this now. I think Piloto might have actually lost the weekend as it stands. If it stands like this, I think... In fact, let's check who's got fastest start. Yeah, Beaker's definitely in a good place here. He might actually take the full race weekend. Here we go, then. Toto here, looking for JC's position. Sees the number 7. Says, I'm feeling lucky. I want to take it. Oh, a little bit of a kick out there from the rear of Toto. On these hard tyres, he's really delivering pace considering how much slower they're meant to be. And he's sat here holding on to P8. Yellow flag sector 2, that is Jeb. Ravenduck's about to come up and meet him. Here we go then, Toto. This is your time to shine. Eulis and Hardy are swapping places. Just Chilling's in trouble. He knows it. He's got no DRS, whereas Toto does. JC, how are you going to defend this? He's not. He's going to have to just hold the line and hope that Toto goes a bit deep on the inside. Squeezing him as tight as he can. JC's looking for a big lock up there from Toto. JC's going around the outside here through turn 1 and 2. There's weighing damage on the left-hand side, but I think JC's got it. He's recovered the position back up into P7, but Toto's still there. It's not over yet. He's going to take that outside line. He's actually got the momentum. He's actually got the position. What a battle between these two. Toto overall being so successful in making that outside move work. Very well done from him. And another, it's still, well, I'll say that, it's still not even ended. It's still going. These two are still battling no matter what. JC with that wing damage is going to be hindered just quite considerably. Looking for an opportunity for things to change here. I don't think JC's going to gain it on this part of the track. You know, especially if he takes the corner like that, he's going to lose out a lot. We've got to be careful here onto the home straight. There's a battle going on, actually. I missed it almost. Fairball and Noosa, they're in a little battle for P5. This is only for P5. That gap is just too much, too far. Terrorworm's outside of the DRS range of Piloto, so this is going to stay 1, 2, 3, and 4 unless major mistakes. But Noosa could lose his P5 right now, especially if he doesn't get a good exit, but he did. Fairball tried to keep it as consistent and as fast as he could, but he just couldn't get the pace. He's only hoping that the DRS and the toe will work out for him. Noosa's holding that inside line. Who's going to get the position? It's going to be an outside through turn 1, but it's going to be an inside through turn 2. And they are keeping it so cleanly through 1 and 2. Now 3. I think Fairball may have lost that position unless he can get the massive toe. He's going for the move. This is going to be another lunge in towards turn 4. Noosa's trying to cover it. There's not a lot he can do. It's going to be a battle for the braking zones. I think Fairball is going to get it. He's still there. They're still side by side and they're still clean. Noosa again alongside of him. Another battle on the brakes. They're still going at it. How are they doing this? Noosa gets the P5 back. He's still holding on. This is incredible. I'm watching to see how they fire this through, but... Oh, Fairball! Okay, there it is. He's kept it in check. That's still going all right then. Fairball still in with a chance of getting Noosa. Oh, I think he got caught out by the braking zone there from Noosa, and that's Fairball off track. 2-second time penalty. Not that's going to mean anything because JC is just that much further back now with Tortor alongside of him scrapping. And Tortor's going to be pushing. He's going to be looking to try and get back in this. Maybe get P7 back. Can he go for it? I don't think he's going to get an opportunity here. Beaker's won. Bottas Gang's in second. I'm just going to check fastest lap. He's still with Beaker. That's not changed. Toto. Oh, Noosa's DNF'd. Noosa has crashed right before the line. He didn't actually make it to the line. He's crashed right before it. Look, on the left-hand side. That's where he is. And it's just chilling, getting P6. Noosa is now outside of the points as long as these guys actually make it to the line. Tiger Jr. will still get points as well, I believe. Or is it just the top 8? I can't remember now. I think it might just be the top 8. Hardy will get the points then if that is the case. I think Tiger Jr. will still get a point anyway. And there he is. Ravenduck maybe gets P10. Coming up to the line then. Here comes Ravenduck. And he's made it. Finished in P10. Oh, there's a little battle going on for the 12th place, or 11th place effectively. Eulis is here. And he's looking for a dive. That's a lunge. That's a big lunge, but I think he's kept it under control. He's managed to get the position. Jeb's still there. Looking to pull it back if he can. He gave him plenty of space, and it worked out for him, for Eulis anyway. It didn't work out for Jeb. Wobble there from Eulis. Jeb could get him. Go down the inside. Opportunity. Just getting a little bit too early on the accelerator, and that's cost him. Eulis is still there and alive, but these cars are really difficult. Eulis. These two are really struggling. Jeb with a big lunge through the chicane. Oh, no, they are touching. And Eulis is back. Little bit too much nudging from both the drivers. Eulis will cross the line. Or is he going to give it back? I think he might give it back. Oh! I don't actually know who got it. I don't actually know who got it. I'll have to take a look at the standings just to confirm who actually got it. It was Jeb. Jeb beat him by, what's that? Just over 100th of a second. That was, oh no, sorry, nearly 300ths of a second. There you go. I can't count. Beaker will take the win then. Bottas Gang taking second. Then you got Piloto in third, Terro in fourth, Fairball fifth, Just Chilling sixth, Tortor in seventh, Hardy eighth, Tiger Jr. in ninth, Ravenduck 10th, with Jeb getting Best of the Rest award. Eulis the only other driver to finish as we lose Noosa, Marquez and Tiger Racing. When we look at the weekend, it's Piloto who still wins due to his finishing position in the first and the qualifying points. And even though he couldn't quite get as much as he wanted, he still secured enough and will win 4 points clear of Beaker. So Piloto wins, Beaker second, Bottas Gang third, Terro in fourth, Eulis in fifth, Hardy sixth, Fairball 7th, Tiger Racing 8th, Tiger Jr. 9th, Tortor 10th, Just Chilling 11th, Ravenduck 12th, Jeb 13th, Noosa 14th, and Marquez in 15th place. Now, don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly with the RNL F1 race, so strap yourselves in and get ready. It's about to go down.